Solar is crazy today. Are you ready for a good walk? This is amazing morning, beautiful, absolutely beautiful. There isn't a cloud in sight. There's great clarity. I suspect we'll be able to see Mt Hermon, but I can't see from the angle yet. So we're looking at Jordan down there at the very end. Here in the near ground we have Tiberias, the city of Tiberias. And we're looking across at the Golan Heights. We have these birds here that are cormorants. They're out there to fish, as far as I can see, if I see them right. Yes. This is just a small little flock. There are usually hundreds together. Oh yes, Mt Hermon is so crisp, so clear, so beautiful. Look at this. And you can even see snow on it. That's Mt Hermon sticking up there. Look at the sun hitting it over on the right. So it's behind the Mount Beatitude, so it's sticking up behind the brow of the hill that's cutting across the middle of the screen. And then that paler protrusion behind the Mount of Beatitudes is Mt Hermon. And you can see on 3 different places where the sun is striking the snow and reflecting to here. I think it's about maybe 40 miles away, maybe more. Somebody can correct me on that. And it's a good hour driving from here. But that's because also there are secondary roads. So it cannot be 60 miles away. I don't think. It's less than that. And it's just beautiful to see it so crisp, so clear. And maybe we'll see it a little bit better in another location. Although we're not going to be gaining too much height today. I don't want to go up on Mount Arbel yet because it's still very wet from all of the rain. So let's go for a good walk. Are you ready? You have your shoes on? We need to get the blood circulating, you know. So we just need to crank up the speed a little bit here because it's chilly. Soda was crazy this morning. She was making all kinds of noises at me of excitement, waiting to hit the road. Also, as we go along, I forgot yesterday to draw your attention, which we need to do a few times, to say that Coca-Cola apparently says that you have to advertise 7 times to get a sale. So maybe you heard me already, but bear with me. We have an invitation posted yesterday and I think the day before with the Sunrise Stroll and chat posts. An invitation for you to participate in a very special opportunity virtually because of the circumstances. And it's going to be another virtual pilgrimage. It's completely gratis, completely free. And you can register on the link that's within the post that will also be posted with this video. Both on the YouTube channel and also on this Facebook post. You can also find it at Magdala, at our website, magdala.org, and also at our Magdala Facebook, and so forth. Maybe you already got the email. If you register, you will get the email immediately describing the pilgrimage. It is 40 days of Lent, right? And there are 2 days of introductory talks because this pilgrimage is going to be very rewarding, rich experience, and there are a number of pieces to it. We want to take you to some places that you've never seen before in the Holy Land. We're going to be walking, so to say, with Abraham through the Holy Land in the spirit of Abraham, our father in the faith, as the letter to the Hebrews also calls him. And he's even included in the first Eucharistic prayer at the Mass in the Roman canon. So Abraham, our father in the faith, the one who heard the call of God and trusted and believed in him and followed on this path to the land God would show him. So we're going to accompany Abraham as we do this pilgrimage, Abraham, our father in faith, and we're going to take a close look at the foundations of our faith expressed in the creed. You know, teaching the creed has been an enterprise of millennia. Tell your children's children what God did for your father's fathers. You know, intergenerational. And all of the great deeds he did for us. Well, there we can see the sun hitting Mt Hermon again in a brighter way than we saw it a few moments ago. Let me show you. Look at right up behind Mount of Beatitudes. You have that bird flying over there. In the background you see Mt Hermon, and you see how the sun is hitting it more brightly now. Isn't that gorgeous? Oh, I just missed Soter there, sorry. Sorry about this switching around there. There you have Mt Hermon. Oh, look at all these birds. More of them coming here. Non-stop. More and more and more and more. And they're coming in here to scoop up the fish. Unending flocks of birds. There you see Tiberias through the trees. You can see it better in a moment. So we were here yesterday. We're going to get a little further today, I think. Can you hear the water? There's hardly any breeze. Look at the leaves, they're not even moving, you know, barely. And the water is pretty active. It's amazing. These guys don't stop coming. Wow, look at that with Mt Hermon again. Look at the way the sun is hitting on it. So the Mount of Beatitudes is all that plastic covered area, and the Mount Hermon is just behind it, just to the right, to the left of our view. There you can see the sun hitting Mount Hermon. It's amazing the difference of weather, isn't it, in a couple of days? The day before yesterday and for the 3 or 4 days prior, the clouds were so thick, 100% cloud coverage. You couldn't see very far. Sometimes you couldn't even see the Golan Heights here. Be careful, don't get wet. So this is the Sea of Galilee, people. And today the Gospel gives us the account of Jesus calling his 12 apostles by name, fishermen. Yesterday we saw the nets here, the fishermen working their nets. It was marvelous. And they continued doing it after we were finished for about another half an hour, a little bit further up in front of Duke and Altum there. She's not interested in me. The waves are more attractive. There you see Mount Arbel cliffs way over in the background, over that little blue cover there. So we go down our favorite path here. I think we're very close to sunrise right now. So then, just recapping, go back on that invitation. Be sure to sign up for we're almost at 1,000 English registrations for the pilgrimage, and of course many more in Spanish language. So it's catching on, and spread the word, invite people. It will be delightful. Oh, I'm going to just tell you about the stones here. We won't stop today now because we need to keep walking. But I'll just mention that one of our viewers has read the stones. I actually have to photograph them again because there were plants covering part of them. And when I took the last pictures the other day. And these stones, the two that are translated out of the three so far, are simply telling us about the path around the lake. And there we have the sunrise. Look at that, the sun has risen. So there you have sunrise this morning, 22nd of January, and at the Sea of Galilee. So these three stones have been inquired about a number of times, because I just spotted them before. And then our good friend Dina translated them, and she still has one to translate. I have to take better pictures. And basically they're just descriptions of the trail around the lake, and encouraging care and bring water and good shoes. It's about 60 kilometers trail. Take care of the sites, take care of nature. You know, the typical instructions for the visitors to nature parks everywhere, mentions the historical sites and the agricultural activity and all the proportionate care that needs to be taken of all of these realities, and to enjoy the experience. Great. So it's sponsored also by the authorities here, the lake authorities and so forth. Well, and tourism. So the readings today, you have a different link today when you look at the post, because our typical link is very much United States focused, and today is the day of prayer for unborn life, for legal protection for unborn life. And there's actually, it's a very big deal in the United States. Sometimes the media doesn't cover that much, but there are, in the past, sometimes 500,000, mostly young people, showing up in Washington to urge the authorities to provide greater protection for unborn life. And this has become a major cultural thing for people of faith, and so there is a whole selection of readings that are appropriate to this theme from Scripture, for different possible arrangements of readings that inspired this activity. So, since we're dealing with the whole worldwide audience, and we also want to continue the path of readings that we've been doing, look at those beautiful pictures. I just got a link from another site. It's probably from another country, and I posted it there for you. There's some advertisements, so it's okay. You'll have the access to the readings as well that way, just so you understand why that change was made today. So today then the big theme is Jesus calling the 12 apostles. It's really amazing, you know, that in this historical path of faith that really begins with Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, that God comes into our lives and he wants our involvement. He says, get involved. You have a mission. I'm calling you to do something very special. It's like a huge ray of light entering into the life of each person called. And it doesn't mean that it's always easy. We know the story of Abraham, how his faith was tested and how he held up, how he responded, how he trusted, how he walked with God to the land that God would show him. So then it's no wonder then in the New Testament, when the Word was made flesh and dwelt among us, that this same approach would flourish even more concretely. And so Jesus appears here at the Sea of Galilee, walking along the shore, meeting his disciples. And there are a couple of very interesting features in the gospel today when he calls them by name. And in some cases he even changes the name, like Simon to Cephas, to Peter, to Rock. And a name is obviously very meaningful. Yesterday, one of our great friends who actually worked a lot with me here for a number of years, remotely from the United States, his name is Ricky, told me that he has a baby coming, expected to be born on Easter Sunday actually, and the baby's name is Luca Thomas. So they already have chosen the name. What an important moment for parents to name their child. Oh wow, let's look at the Mt Hermon again. The view of Mt Hermon is amazing right now. Let me get behind this bush I just walked by to get you a clear angle. Look at this. Look at the way the sun is shining on Mt Hermon. This is really gorgeous. People, look at this. And we're looking at it right behind the Mount of Beatitudes. There you see Mt Hermon, covered in snow, radiant with sunlight. People, take a picture. take a screenshot. That's Mount Hermon. You're looking at it this morning. It's about, I'm not sure, 40, 50 miles away from here. It's the highest mountain in the Holy Land. Well, I guess if the Holy Land includes Mount Sinai, that's probably higher. But I don't know the comparative heights. Maybe somebody can check it out and post it for us. But that's Mount Hermon. Don't we want to look at that? The gleaming white of Mt Hermon. You know, in all cultures, mountains are so important. They lift us up. We go up high. And still today, you know, how many people climb Mount Everest and all the other great mountains of the world, and even a hill behind your house. Going up to the heights, climbing. It's really gorgeous. It's mentioned in the Psalms. Mount Hermon and Mount Tabor. And then God chose to live on Mount Zion in Jerusalem. A simple little hilly area on the border between Judea and Benjamin. But Mount Hermon always captured the imagination also of the mystics. And today it's a ski slope resort, so I can imagine the ski activity is increasing. Because of the shutdown with Corona, obviously, that's put a big damper on that type of activity right now. We would probably have a lot of skiers staying here from around the country where we open and where the ski slopes open. So let's go back to the call of the apostles. So Jesus calls them by name. And by giving a particular name as well, he emphasizes then a particular mission. You are rock. And on this rock, I will build my church. There's a very, very beautiful rock here. Look at this. And there we have the view here now, right across to the Mount of Beatitudes and Mount Hermon. It's so wholesome to have contact with nature, to get out for a walk, to see the sunrise. And that's such a special place as Galilee, Sea of Galilee. Just north of Tiberias here in the distance, those high rises of Tiberias. All that light. Coming straight at you there. Imagine the light that came to the eyes of those 12 apostles when they were called by name. And they were all so different. Simon the Zealot meant he was an anti-Roman authority guy. He was in that political sector that was hostile to Rome, that wanted to throw off Rome. They surely wanted a militant, military, messianic type of figure to come in and free them from the Romans. And then we have, on the other side, Matthew, who's a tax collector for the Romans. That's nice there, isn't it? It's all nice. It's all beautiful. So it's a very mixed bunch of people. You have hotheads there that want to bring down fire and sulfur, James and John. on the towns that didn't accept Jesus, and Jesus said, no way, that's not my plan. And they had to learn a different way of thinking. And then you have Peter with all his exuberant personality, great leadership, readiness to go for it. And he has a lot of lessons to learn as he walks along with Jesus. A great transformation, the transforming power of faith. And they're the ones that are going to be up there at the Mount of Beatitudes. Blessed are the poor in spirit. And I say, wow. And blessed are the meek. Wow. Imagine Simon the Zealot hearing that. Blessed are the pure of heart. Blessed are the peacemakers. And these concrete people received this message from Jesus. Let me show you Capernaum, where a lot of his teaching happened. So I have it right in focus here. It's over there on the edge of the water. That white spot there in the trees at the edge of the water is the Greek Orthodox Church. And you have the Franciscan house there as well. So this is Capernaum. And these guys were all around there. Some of them were born in Bethsaida, which is across the lake here. Some were, one was from Cana, Nathaniel. Sorry, it's too zoomed in, so I didn't have her there. And they followed Jesus, and they were faithful to death, even though they had to go through a lot of transformation to get there. What an inspiration for us. These apostles had a double dimension to their calling. One was to be with Jesus, and the second one was to be sent out. So kind of a dual dynamic that can be in tension sometimes. What a calling to be with Jesus, close to him, and to be sent out on his behalf. To bring his gift to the world. And when we contemplate this fact, we're actually very much aware that this is also the dynamic of our own lives. And Jesus calls us. He calls us by name. And we are called to intimacy with him, to be close to him, to hear the desires of his heart, to receive his teaching, to receive the grace of transformation of our lives, of our temperament, of our personality, of our reactions, our relationships, and to be sent out, light of the world and salt of the earth. Imagine that God wants us involved like he wanted Abraham involved, like he wanted Moses involved. He wants you involved. I think we're gone a little over time today, but the last few days we were shorter, around 20 minutes, and we still have a few minutes to walk here south. So if you want to stay on, if you need to go, feel free. If you want to continue enjoying this beautiful morning and you still have a bit of energy to keep walking, here we are. I'm hoping to get down to the end and then walk back briskly. So I'll be ready for our community prayer at 8 o'clock. I didn't get into the letter to the Hebrews today, but we'll leave that for the Mass this afternoon. Very rich text, continues to be. It's a very powerful letter. By the way, if you want to see all the readings that are in the United States today for the day of prayer for legal protection of unborn life, then all you need to do is go to yesterday's post, and there inside the post you'll find the link, and when you open the link for yesterday's readings, up at the top there's a little arrow and you can move on to the next day or go back to the previous day. So you have access directly yourself to those readings. I just can't get over Mt Hermon. Rarely have I seen it so clear and so shining in the bright sunlight in the early morning, snow covered. So I just have to show it to you again. I'm just fascinated by it. Mt Hermon. And we're looking at it just from north of Tiberias at the Sea of Galilee, right there over the Mount of Beatitudes. It's just gorgeous. This evening we'll also be doing the live stream in German. We didn't change the time, so it'll be dark, but it has its own magic. So we go from dawn to dark at the Sea of Galilee. Around 6 o'clock, I think, we'll have that live stream on YouTube, actually, not on Facebook, and then it will be posted. The link will be posted on Facebook subsequently. Well, we're almost at the end of our tether here, just another maybe 100 yards. So a football length. So I'll start wrapping up and saying thank you so much for being with us today. Look at that light. It's been a great joy to have you again at the light. So let's keep each other in prayer. Oh, by the way, I apologize that I almost did it again right now. The last couple of days I touched the finish button without not wanting to. And so instead of saying goodbye to you, I ended the display, and yesterday was very abrupt, and I'm sorry about that. But those are the human mistakes in the process, you know. So God bless you, and see you later, alligators. Can you believe it? The books are still there in this little cave. One day I'm going to have to check them out, okay? Just this wall is about 5 feet high or more. And when you're 65, you kind of think twice before trying to get up there. But one day we'll be up there. God bless you. See you later, alligators.